Gentlemen, if you really want to grow in your career, and if you want to grow faster, you need to know about your activities. You need to know and learn the process, and you need to learn the trade. So as a salesman, you need to know what sales is, which I'm going to discuss today. First, try to know what is sales. So what is sales is? Sales is a process of persuasion and efforts from a seller to a buyer in order to make a living. Gentlemen, I'm telling you, it's a process of persuasion. To whom you want to persuade? Is a buyer, is a customer. It's a process of persuasion, and there's a need of effort to convince the customer from a seller to a buyer. And why you want to persuade him? Why you want to convince him? Because you want to make sales and to make living. You want to make profits. The sales is a process, so therefore sales is a process of persuasion and effort from a seller to buyer in order to make a living. Very simple way of understanding sales. A good salesman is a good persuader. He knows how to convince a customer to make a buying decision. So now let me come back to a sales definition. So what is the definition of sales in a very simple manner? Sales is a process that outcomes in a transaction between two or more parties where buyer receives offering and seller gets something in return, which is usually money. Now, what this definition says? It means there is a transaction between buyer and a seller. And buyer receives a product and seller receives money. And this is sales. So sales, there must be a transaction. It's a process or outcome in a transaction. So if I want to say about sales again, if I derive something from that definition, sales is a process. Where sales is a transaction. Sales is a process which results in transactions. So whenever you are a salesman, there is a process which results in transactions. The buyer receives a product and you receive money. Now you may ask, who is a seller? The party or parties that offer a product or services for sales. Like as I am a salesman, what was my job? My job is to offer product or services to my customer or end user for sale. So here is my product. This is what it helps you in your living. Please buy it and pay me some money. So it is an offer. Seller is nothing but offers a product or services. For what? For sell. Remember the last word. For sell. So you may ask, I may go as a salesman to sell, but what the buyer is going to have it. Sales where buyer paying for the offering like money or other assets. The value in return. What the buyer do? I as a salesman, I give him a product. I receive value in return. And that is money from the buyer. Very simple. As a salesman, I receive money in exchange of my product. Gentlemen, remember one thing. A transaction that doesn't include payment cannot be considered as sales. If you really want to become a good salesman, please remember, where there is no transaction of payment, you cannot consider it as a sales. Where there is a transaction of payments, you can consider it as a sales. I want to give you a product and you pay me money, then it is sales. When there is you give a product and they are not paying you money, it is not a sales. Now I want to say a few things what you must understand. You know what is that? Whenever you make a corporate sales, what is a corporate sales is? The sales is an agreement between two or more parties, where seller or the contracting parties provides a thing or product and passes the title or ownership in exchange of certain price in current currencies. Like whenever you make a corporate sales, you make an agreement with the company. Like for example, when I was in Mobil Oil, what did I do? I made an agreement with my dealers. And what is the agreement is that? I am going to give you lubricants in exchange of price and money, but the ownership will be transferred whenever you pay the cost or pay the money of the product. I repeat, gentlemen, whenever I supplied the lubricants to my dealer shop and they paid the money of the product, the ownership transferred. Before he paid the bill, the product was mine, and when they paid the bill, the product belongs to them. I'm telling you again, when I gave them the product and they did not pay the bill, the product is mine. Because I did not transfer the ownership. But when he paid the bill, the ownership transferred. Clear? So in sales, in other words, we transfer ownership. Now you may ask, what is the importance of sales? I already said what is the importance of sales. Sales plays a vital role for the success of any business or any organization. Sales plays a very vital role. No sales, no profit. No money, no cash flow, and company doesn't exist. Sales plays a vital role for the success of any business. They are responsible to bring money through selling a product or services. The sales is responsible to bring money to the company through selling of product or services to an organization. And not only they bring money with a profit and make the company survive.